Good evening for WJTS Sports. I'm Kaleb Knepp. The Bombers fell in the Ohio Valley League Championship round 2-0 over the weekend. The full count Rhythm took Game 1 Friday evening 6-2 at League Stadium and would return home to Nashville to complete the sweep of DuBois County on a walk-off solo shot by Harrison Travis. Grant Hotchkiss and Tarek Thompson had 2 hits apiece for the Bombers on Saturday, while Grant Stratton went 7 2/3, giving up only 4 earned. David Ellison would take the loss in relief. Although the Jasper Reds had a very disappointing 1-3 record in the NABF World Series in Sandusky, Ohio, they did finish Saturday morning with a very satisfying win. They had lost their 3rd straight game in dismal fashion, losing 10-0 in 6 innings to the Toledo Hawks out of Ohio on Friday afternoon. On Saturday, the story of the game was the pitching of young Andrew Noblet in a 4-3 win over the Byron Center Killer Bees out of Michigan. Noblet, who will be a junior this fall at Jasper High School, went the distance for the win, striking out 10 while walking only 2, one of those being intentionally. Down 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th, the Reds got their first run on a sacrifice fly by Cody Morton, then 2 more on a double by Ben Hinkie to take a 3-1 lead. The Reds got what proved to be the winning run when Chris Hedinger led off the bottom of the 5th with a long double to left center, then was driven in when Evan Nykum followed with a single. The Reds withstood a rally in the top of the 7th when the Bees plated 2 unearned runs, then had the bases loaded with 2 outs and a 3-0 count on the number 4 hitter. Noblet then fired 3 straight strikes to end the game. Chris Hedinger had a double and a single, Ben Hinkie a 2-run double, Reese Bauer a double, and Evan Nykum an RBI single to lead the Reds hitting. The Reds ended their 2022 season with a 10-3 mark, and manager Bill Allis ended his 24-year managerial career, the longest tenure in team history, with a 331, 127, and 1 record. The 331 wins is second in Reds history to the 377 wins by Bob Allis in his 21 seasons as field manager. The Reds extended their regular season win streak to 62 games. The Chicago Cubs made a deal for an infielder over the weekend. The team acquired Zach McKinstry from the Dodgers in a trade that sent reliever Chris Martin to L.A. Martin is 1-0 with a 4.31 ERA in 34 games this year, while McKinstry is hitting .083 with a homer and 2 RBIs in just 12 at-bats. Colts tight end Mo Alley-Cox is dealing with a tweaked knee and after colliding with Stephon Gilmore during practice on Saturday. The two collided near the sideline and both left the field to get looked at by the training staff. Gilmore returned to practice, but Alley-Cox was held out for the rest of the night. Head coach Frank Reich does not expect the injury to be serious, and the Colts will return to practice tomorrow. Andre Pallante pitched 8 scoreless innings and struck out 8 as the Cardinals blanked the Nationals 5-0. Pallante held the Nationals to just 5 hits in the victory. Corey Dickerson and Paul DeYoung homered for St. Louis. The Cardinals are 54-48 and trailed the Brewers by 3 games in the National League Central Divisional race. They're also 1 game back of the final wild card spot in the National League. The Cardinals return home to take on the Cubbies tomorrow night. The Chicago Cubs managed just 4 hits in a 4-0 loss to the San Francisco Giants. None of the 4 hits went for extra bases as the Cubs brought just 1 runner into scoring position. Adrian Sampson was charged with his 2nd loss after allowing 4 runs in 4 innings. The Cubs dropped to 41-60 and they head to St. Louis to face the Cards tomorrow night. Jose Abreu and Eloy Jimenez homered as the White Sox took down the Athletics 4-1. Dylan Cease allowed just 1 run over 6 innings and struck out 7 to pick up the win. The White Sox are now over 500 at 51-50, and they sit just 2 games out of first place in the AL Central. The White Sox send Michael Kopech to the mound against the Royals tonight. In other team news, Tim Anderson is appealing the 3-game suspension he received after making contact with an umpire during Chicago's game against Oakland on Friday. He will be allowed to play with the team until he has a hearing. The Reds staged a late comeback in their 3-2 win over Baltimore. The score was tied 2-2 heading into the bottom of the 8th until Brandon Drury smashed his 20th homer of the season to give Cincy the lead. Buck Farmer came in for the final inning and shut the door on the Orioles to seal the win. The Reds win 1-2 of 3 in the series and are on the road tonight in Miami to begin the first of 3 games against the Marlins. Basketball legend Bill Russell has passed away at the age of 88. Russell's family announced the passing of the former Celtics great on Sunday. Russell won 11 NBA championships, 5 league MVP awards, and also became the first black head coach in the NBA. Russell was considered by many as the greatest player in league history. Former President Obama awarded Russell the nation's highest civilian honor, the Medal of Freedom, in 2011. The NBA honored him with its Lifetime Achievement Award in 2017. Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson has been suspended for 6 games by the NFL. The league's disciplinary officer and retired federal judge Sue L. Robinson handed down the decision this morning for multiple cases of alleged sexual misconduct against the 26-year-old over the offseason. Both the NFL and the NFL Players Association have the right to appeal, but the NFLPA issued a statement last night it would not appeal before knowing the ruling. Hours before Robinson announced her decision, Watson settled 3 of the remaining 4 civil suits after having 24 officially filed against him by massage therapists alleging sexual misconduct during appointments in 2020 and 2021 when he played for the Houston Texans. Watson, who received a $230 million guaranteed contract when he was traded to the Browns, has denied any wrongdoing to this point. The San Francisco 49ers are extending their top wideout. San Francisco has agreed to a 3-year, $73.5 million extension with wide receiver Deebo Samuel. The deal includes $58.1 million in guarantees. Samuel had been seeking a lucrative deal to remain in San Fran and previously requested a trade from the Niners in April. The 26-year-old has played in 38 regular season games since he was selected with the 36th overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft by the 49ers out of South Carolina. The MLB trade deadline is tomorrow. Teams across baseball will look to buy and sell as they look to now and the future. The big name rumored in trade talks is Nationals all-star outfielder Juan Soto. The outfielder could be on the move after reportedly turning down a long-term extension with the franchise. Some teams have already gotten in on the action, including the Mariners, who acquired the Reds pitcher Luis Castillo. Tyler Reddick survived and outlasted a wild road course NASCAR Cup Series race to win the Verizon 200 at the Brickyard. Reddick led 38 laps in the OT win. Austin Cindric and Harrison Burton finished 2nd and 3rd respectively. Todd Gilliland and Bubba Wallace rounded out the top 5. Stay tuned, we'll have more right after this.